Wind in my sails, I toast to the ocean, she balanced my scales. West coastin', got degrees in my neck.
Hey, what's up everybody? iWesTCoastiN here, and today I have episode 4 of my Jumps and Spots series for you guys, and as you can tell, this week we're on the map Firing Range. Now before I jump into it, I want to get your guys' opinion on something. At the end of this video, I'm going to be showing you a few clips of me using the spots and jumps that I show you guys in action in actual games. Typically what I would do in a normal video is just show you the spots and show you the jumps and leave it up to you guys to find them useful. But I want to try something out and I actually want to get you guys' feedback. At the end of this video, stick around. I'm going to be showing you guys clips of me actually using these spots that I'm showing you guys live in actual games. But without any further ado, I'm going to get right into it. And first thing I'm going to do is run over here and pick up my dead body sniper. Mostly because a lot of the spots that I'm going to show you guys today involve snipers. And actually the first spot that I'm going to show you guys does just that. This first spot, all you have to do is jump up on this little bench right here, and you can actually have a perfect line of sight on the enemy team spawn. So if you're playing Team Deathmatch or Search and Destroy, you can use this little bench to give you a good line of sight right on their spawn. So you should be able to pick up at least one kill every time. And the next spot that I'm going to show you guys actually involves still Search and Destroy or Demolition. If you're playing Demolition or Search and Destroy, there's a bomb site right there. And I believe it's the B bomb site, but don't quote me on that. All I do know is there is a bomb site right there. So actually, if you stand on this little box right here, you can actually get a really good line of sight on the bomb right there. So if anybody goes to plant it, you can actually get a really nice kill on them. And the next spot I want to show you guys actually just involves you jumping on this table. And you can actually look down what is mostly known as the hallway of death. This little hallway that I'm looking at, this is a really good line of sight on it for people trying to come out. But actually, if you were to jump on these little sandbags right here, you can actually have an even better line of sight. The only problem is you're much more open. However, the best part about this corridor is it gets its name for a reason. This corridor, or this little alleyway, is extremely narrow, so you really don't have too much room for error. You're not going to really miss that many shots because there's really not that much to miss. So actually, if you just look down, you can crouch, and like I said, you are much more open, but pretty much anybody with a basic understanding of first-person shooters will be able to outgun anybody coming down that little alleyway. And actually, if you were to flip around and lie prone again, you yet again have a really good line of sight on this little area right here, again, where if you're playing Search and Destroy or Demolition, there is a bomb site there. But the next spot that I want to show you is actually a spot that quite a few people pass up as, you know, unimportant or not that good. But actually, if you were to crouch behind these little sandbags and this little mound of dirt, you actually have a really good line of sight on this little alleyway that I was talking about, and you also have a lot of cover. Because this little mound of dirt right here will actually shield your head and make you look like you're just a part of the map. So this is actually a really good spot, and you can actually look down that corridor perfectly. Now, if you were to run over here, I'm going to show you the next spot. And this next spot that I'm going to show you guys is a really, really good spot if you're playing Search and Destroy or pretty much any playlist. So actually, if you were to look, right now, you don't have that good of a line of sight. You know, you can't really see much, and because this car is obstructing your view. So all you want to do is throw a grenade and blow up this car. Do that, and now look at that. You have a much better line of sight on that little L-shaped wooden area where people typically like to camp, and they think that they're head glitching, but they're really not. This is a really good spot. I use it in Search and Destroy pretty much every game, and this is actually going to be one of the clips that I show you guys at the end of the video, so stick tuned for that. Now I'm going to run over here, and if you know anything about this middle building, pretty much if you've ever played Firing Range once, you know that this middle building, or not this middle building, but this building here, has tons of people in it, always. This is a very high traffic area, and there's really only a few ways to get up here. But one of the ways is running up these stairs, obviously, and the other way is going up this ladder. Now, typically, however, people will typically have claymores right here and right here to block you. But one of the good ways to get up onto this building is by jumping up on this little metal thing and jumping right up here. Now, although this is a very well-known spot and pretty much everybody and their grandmother who plays this game knows about it, they can't place a claymore right here. So you can run and avoid all those claymores that would typically kill you. So now I'm going to run over here, and as you know, this is a nice little spot up here. But for all you guys that like the trick shot, if you don't know about this spot, well, you're about to learn something. If you were to jump, you can actually have a good line of sight, so this isn't really the greatest of the spots, but if you're the type of guy who likes to go for trick shots, there you go. You can use that. But this next spot that I'm going to show you actually involves jumping on this and crouching, and now you have a really good line of sight on this little pathway. This little pathway is extremely high traffic. People love to use this, mostly because there's a spawn right there, so they only have one of 3 ways to go: to the left, to straight middle, or down this way. So you have a really good line of sight on this pathway. And actually there's another spot that gives you a really good line of sight on this pathway, and that's jumping on this rock right here. Typically, people think you fall off the rock if you jump on it, but you really don't. As you can see, I'm staying on the rock, and I have a really good line of sight. As soon as people turn that corner, I'm just blasting them every time. And the next spot that I want to show you guys is right up here. Now, typically, people like to get their Ghost Pro Claymore camp on up here, and they like to look through this window, and they typically like to have a Claymore right here watching this ladder. And actually, you can just jump on these boxes and just jump right through this window, and knife this guy and do whatever you want to do against him. But that's a really nice spot. But the next spot that I'm going to show you guys actually involves the middle of the map, which I know, middle of the map, nobody ever wants to be there. But this is actually a really good spot. If you know anything about these sandbags, you'll know that they offer 100% protection. You cannot shoot through these sandbags whatsoever. So you can actually get a nice little spot by sitting on here and looking over there. Or you can go right here, and this spot works just as well. And you can actually, it works for the other side as well. You can actually go right here and look there, and you can actually jump up on these little red barrels and go right here as well. So like I said, this is a really good spot because these sandbags are magical. You cannot shoot through them. Don't ask me why, but you just can't. And now actually, if you were to climb up this ladder and go up here, this is a nice little spot in itself. Typically, people like to throw a flak jacket on and come up here, and they can go up here and do whatever. But actually, there's another spot. If you were to jump up on this little ledge, you can actually run over and be right up here. And this is a good spot. Like I said, people do love to put claymores here. So if you were to jump through up there and over to here, you can avoid those claymores completely. And it'll actually get you 10 style points while you're at it. Now if we were to run over here, now this middle building that I'm showing you guys, as you know, if you've even played firing range once in your life, you'll know that this middle building right here is extremely overused. Tons of people love to camp up there. And typically people think that there's only one way to get up here, and that's through these stairway. And typically people will always put claymores right here, and they'll just sit over there and camp. There's actually quite a few ways that you can avoid that claymore and still get up there. One of the ways that not a lot of people do know about is by running right there, and you can actually jump up on this little ledge, and you can avoid that guy's claymore, and he won't know what the hell just happened. And actually another way is if you jump on this little tire rack right here, you can actually jump up through this window, and yet again, he still won't know what the hell just happened. And actually, you can. There's 2 more ways to get up there, and you can actually jump up this and walk on this little plank, and you can actually just jump right through the window. And one more way is if you ever seen these boxes before, you can actually jump on the boxes, again, jump on the plank, and again, jump right through the window. Knife this guy, shoot him, lie prone, and send him a message calling him a douchebag, and then knife him in the asshole. Do whatever you want to do. It doesn't matter to me, but that'll just about wrap it up for this episode 4 here, guys, on Firing Range. I want to thank you guys for watching. Be sure to give it a like and subscribe if you like this video. And stick tuned. As soon as I get done talking here in about 5 seconds, you guys are going to see some nice clips of me using these jumps and spots in action. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'm out.
It's a draw. Stand down. Defend the objectives. Heads up, enemy RCXD spot. Bomb acquired. Heads up, enemy RCXD spotted. Friendly RCXD deployed.